Hey everyone, my name's Kev, and today I'm going to be talking about Gintama, and why it seems like it's so damn hard to get into. Something that always makes me a little sad is when I see people drop it after only having seen the first 1 or 2 episodes. I can't count how many times I've had to go ahead and let people know that those episodes are filler. So there it is, that's my first point. The first 2 Gintama episodes are filler, and if you didn't know that, I don't blame you. Sunrise fails to even mention once that the content you're watching or about to watch is not from the manga. They just give you the line, "We're gonna kick off with a 1-hour special," and send you straight into the episode. A simple fix to this would just be to change 2 words from that statement. Anime original. That way the viewers could just straight up skip to the 3rd episode if they really wanted to. And even if the viewers did decide to watch these first 2 episodes, they would at least be blessed with the knowledge that what they're watching did not come from the source material, and thus they hopefully won't judge it as harshly. The worst part about this filler problem is the fact that these aren't even good filler episodes like G8 was to One Piece. These episodes are more of a post-pain fight Naruto filler than anything, like a solid 6 out of 10 most of the time. The comedy hardly lands and tons of characters are thrown at you one after the other in an insane rapid-fire manner, with mostly only their base quirks and gags being utilized because they need to get through this race of an episode. Before I tell you Gintama's, let's see how many characters are introduced in the first episode of other long-running anime, and then we'll take Gintama's numbers and compare. Pokemon has 5 characters, which are Ash, Gary, Misty, Delia, and Professor Oak. One Piece only has 3, Luffy, Kobe, and Alvida. Dragon Ball with 5 characters, Goku, Bulma, Shu, Mai, and Pilaf. My Hero Academia brings it up to 8 characters, Midoriya, his mom, Bakugo, All Might, Death Arms, Backdraft, Komagi Woods, and Mountain Lady. Those latter half characters only appear as cameos though, so it's basically 4 again. So now after hearing how many characters are introduced in the very first episode of other wildly successful anime, how many characters do you think are introduced in the first episode of Gintama? Let's take a count. We have Gintoki, Shinpachi, Kagura, Otose, Catherine, Hijikata, Sogo, Sachan, Katsura, Katoken, Karaya, Shishimura, Shishimoto, and Pooh. If you weren't counting there, that brings Gintama's first episode to a total of 14 character introductions. The funny thing is, it's not even that long of a wait until you see every character introduced beforehand officially. The canon ones, at least. Once you reach the 22nd episode, you'll have seen every character you would have if you watched episodes 1 and 2, but with proper pacing this time. There's usually even an entire episode dedicated to each individual character's introduction as well. I could keep going with these comparisons, but I'm guessing you get the point. Most writers realize it isn't good to clutter your first episode with too many introductions. Hell, even Sorachi himself realizes this. If you skip to episode 3, the first canon episode, there's only 4 characters introduced, and 5 if you include the unnamed Amanto: Shinpachi, Otai, their father, and Gintoki. Alright, so back to the filler episodes now. While all those character introductions are happening, we witness Sunrise struggling to establish a halfway decent plot revolving around the mystery of this bald dude here. He lost his job, his wife, and his home to some unfortunate events, and the odd jobs are super invested in his story, but they get blue-balled by him at the end, and he will only tell them the rest if they help him find some money. Honestly, it's not that bad of a special. Sometimes it even has some real heartfelt moments, but the 3rd episode is miles better as an introduction. These episodes would be fine if they were fillers anywhere else but the beginning. I say go ahead and watch them if you're already deep into Gintama after skipping them the first time. My next reason for Gintama being this brick wall of inaccessibility is the sole fact that this show is a Japanese comedy that uses parody to its advantage with a manga origin of the year 2003. I'll let that sink in for a sec. Tons of older anime and other Japanese TV shows are referencing Gintama, so it's safe to say Sorachi was targeting a purely Japanese audience most of the time. Though I may be over-exaggerating a bit because it's not like they never reference anything from America or anywhere else, but it's still a fact that you simply won't understand a lot of the references as someone living outside of Japan. Finally, I want to address the false expectations you may get from social media about Gintama. Twitter is definitely the worst offender for spreading false Gintama expectations, but it's obviously everywhere. Let me get this out of the way. If you're going into this show expecting it to be a badass shonen, you'll be severely disappointed. Early on, at least. It's not like Gintama doesn't have these moments, but the majority of the show is a large-scale build-up. Every episode of said build-up is not just some throwaway filler either. Each one of these events are memorable chapters in these characters' lives, and that fact definitely shines through in the show's grand finale, where the stakes are truly the highest they've ever been. Go into Gintama expecting comedy, or better yet, anything, because each episode could make you cry out of laughter as much as it could make you cry out of sadness. Sorachi poured his heart, and more so his soul, into every page of this story, and that fact emanates all throughout Gintama. Oh, and if you are considering getting back into Gintama, go for it. Anyway, that's the video. Hopefully this gave you some insight into Gintama's weird start, or maybe helped you if you're just now considering getting into or back into it. Honestly, I didn't want to cover anything huge for my first video. I kinda just used this as a trial run, but if you were entertained, then I'm glad. It would mean a lot if you could subscribe, but if you don't, then it's fine. I'm just gonna be uploading some more Gintama stuff probably, because that's what I'm watching right now. I'm only at episode 72. So you can definitely expect a lot more Gintama, and I'm planning on doing some more Pokemon stuff, and One Piece probably. Just basically any manga or anime that's pretty popular, you can expect me to do some videos on that. But in any case, that's the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.